Okay, guys. Before I go to work, um, I am actually writing some code a lot of the camera, but I will go through all the code where it is necessary. But I've decided to actually focus on certain boxes on this box because there's a lot of these boxes, so we cannot, or maybe I cannot on my own just decide that I am going to go through all of them. I believe that the ones that I've already done, they are actually um, helping you to take off on the journey of understanding an MP4 file and how you can write the code that is able to recognize the MP4 file, that is able to pass it out to get out all the content that is within the MP4 file. And as I believe that by now you do understand that an MP4 file is not actually a file format, it's a file container. It contains a file with a format within it. It just helps you to be able to store the information that is related to the actual file that you are storing within an MP4 file, and it does that using the set of objects where each object has its own responsibility. That is, it contains a certain type of information. So it's important that you understand each and every box within an MP4 file so that you can be able to get out the information that you will need as you are actually working this journey. So here, the most important and the cream de la cream of an MP4 file, it's the sample table box. The sample table box tells us about the location of the samples within our MP4 file. So understanding this box is crucial in an MP4 file. Uh, is very crucial. And these boxes, as I'm saying boxes, you will have to understand these are actually objects. Um, these are actually objects serialized into a series of bytes. So when we pass an MP4 file, what we are actually doing is to deserialize these objects so that we are able to work with them as for example, if we are working with C# as objects within our application, and that makes it easy to actually work with this object with the object, rather than working with the series of bytes. So here, the object that we are looking at now, or that I want us to look at, it's the sample table box. The sample table box, as I have said, it contains the information that relates to the location of your samples within your MP4 file, where your samples are located. So here we're going to look at how to pass this object. And this object, it's actually a container object. It doesn't contain a content directly. There are other objects within it that contain the objects, the actual content that relates to the location of these samples that I am talking about. So I just copied the code from the min info object, because it's actually the same code. And for maybe making your code very clearer and avoiding to write the same thing multiple times, you can actually take time to make sure that the code that you see yourself repeating, you can put it separately. So for me, I am not on the journey of like writing proper code. I just write the code. I want the code that works for this application. So maybe as I go on, I will just try to be a little bit cleaner, and the code that repeats itself, I'll just put it separately, to find a way to put it separately, so that every time I need it, I just call it under a certain method. So here I've just copied it from in size, so I'll just change the names to show or indicate that we are actually working with a different object, which is sample table box. I'll just replace this with this one to show that we are working with this object. It's almost time to go to work for me, so I don't think I will do everything. I will finish this when I come back from work. I'll continue from where I will leave. I'm not sure where I am going to leave this. I'm almost out. So here I've just changed all these to sample table box. The next thing that we're gonna need here is to create an object of sample table STBL sample table box, sample table, and then create an object sample table bit converter uint 32 STBL size buffer box name. Cool. So now one of the children's of sample table box is, I think it should be sample table data. It's something like STSD. So we're going to look at that object just now. We're going to go through all the objects of sample table box, all the objects that are found within the sample table box. Before we work with any object, we have to make sure that this object actually exists inside this box within which we are trying to get it. If it's not now, cool. You know what, let me leave this here. When I come back from work at 7 o'clock, I'll finish this from here.